I want to discuss some of the challenges I think we're facing here. To borrow Andy's phrase, it is indeed a, what was it, Andy? A serendipitous sweet spot. But it also is one that comes with some timeline challenges. We have to deliver, as part of our provisional waiver with USDOE, a revised index by June. And we recognize that in order to develop any kind of support for a revised index, we're going to have to go through a process where we simulate the results and that people actually have an opportunity to see the results that a particular index would drive and be able to respond to those results and see if they are intelligible to somebody who's not a policymaker, and how does this communicate to teachers, how does this communicate to parents, etc. So in order to achieve that, we have set a goal of January, this coming January, in which we will have identified what we call the prototype. We will have made major decisions about the key performance indicators, and this will allow us to go and build a draft version of the index and then simulate results through February and March so that in the home stretch of making final decisions, you will actually be responding to results from an example, and you'll get to actually see what this means for schools and districts. That's a significant challenge because there are, excluding this webinar, only 2 face-to-face meetings of the AAW between now and January. So part of the goal here today is to cover the basics, to explain, kind of take stock, tell you what the ESEA waiver is, give you a background on the State Board's role so that we truly hit the ground running, and you can expect that first face-to-face meeting to start with immediate substantive questions of detail. A couple other things I would suggest for background. I believe that in a separate correspondence you have received from the State Board an email suggesting a couple of short instructional videos that, for people who are not familiar with the concept of student growth in an assessment environment, provides some helpful, easy to understand anecdotal videos about the concept of growth and how it can be used to get students to college and career readiness. And I would also encourage you to familiarize yourself with the current index, which is now online on the State Board of Education website. Now, Sarah incorporated an excerpt from the current index into one of these slides, but it might be helpful for you to go onto the State Board website under the Accountability tab. For years, the index has been just a large Excel file that you had to download. It is not that anymore. Now it is, we have a web-enabled user interface with drop-down menus. So even 5 minutes on that site will help familiarize yourself with the purpose and function of the existing index, which the board believes it was a good first start, and you can expect to be kind of the starting point for discussions.
Erin is actually showing it right now.
Excellent. Thank you, Erin. So we'll give just about 30 seconds here for any additional questions, but that completes today's webinar. Erin, have you received any questions?
Just one. When's the first face-to-face meeting? October 10th.
The first question was a reminder to the group as to when the first face-to-face meeting of the AAW is. It is, in fact, on October 10th, correct? October 10th.
In Renton at the ESD, and all of the AAW members should be getting our emails with that sort of information. So if you are on this call and you haven't gotten that sort of information, we're missing you. So do please contact us.
And my final thought is that I really do want to sincerely express my appreciation to you all for being part of this group. You can expect that this is going to be a professionally run, efficient work group. We're taking this very seriously. We're trying to secure the services of a facilitator, but you can come to each one of these meetings knowing that this staff team has spent a lot of time thinking about how this can be run in the very best way, respectful of the diverse views of all the members of the committee. And it will be a difficult amount of work. And I sincerely appreciate the time that you're dedicating to this, because I really do believe that it's going to make a meaningful difference for schools and kids in Washington. So thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
If we didn't have a chance to get to your questions or some questions trickle in later, we will be responding directly to you. Thanks again.